Yeah. What's up, guys?
That was quick.
We're here in Las Vegas playing some wsop.com.
Hope everything's right.
Where,
Mic check.
Check this out. We've got this guy to our left again. It's Fessler. It's Fessler with a huge stack. He's just been crushing people's dreams.
Damn.
He
must watch this stream.
Yes, because he plays exactly like we do.
That's right.
His VPIP is higher than I've ever seen on a site. I mean, it's every single hand he's here. And last night we talked about how I didn't really love having him on my left.
Oh, what was that? Did you figure that out?
I would much prefer having him.
Chips.
That's okay. We're making some noise today.
Our stacks of money just fell over.
How's everybody doing? We got Decker in the stream. Great to see you, man. Nice little late stream.
Early.
Late night.
Early. Late.
It's not late. Nah.
Late, early.
Nah, it's just early.
Okay.
So I don't know what Fessler's saying, because I actually blocked him last night. He
He's
kept
not
on,
saying
he was just irritating.
Oh, anyone wants to heads up 200?
Oh.
That's what he said.
That's
heads
tempting.
Up 200.
That's pretty tempting.
That's how he gets you, Dutch. He probably portrays a bad player in tournaments, and then he's like really, he's baiting you. Let's see. So welcome, everyone. Welcome to this wonderful Friday evening on March 25th, 2016. And what episode is this, Dutch Delicious?
This is 30.
30?
This is episode 30.
Oh, wow. That's pretty good. 30 is actually pretty good. It's almost to, like, it's getting there. It's getting there. Oh, I'm beeping here. Closer to our goal of 200 episodes. Oh, I have an announcement to make, Dutch. You were not going to be streaming. Is it next week?
Yeah, I'm going to go home to Missouri for a little while. Working on a little project with my brother. So taking next weekend off of streaming. Big announcement. Huge announcement.
Huge announcement.
We never do this, you guys. We never just limp. But against a guy who's always going to call us, looking down at 6 high, might as well.
Oh, look.
Might as well. We never do it, but we're making an exception with Fessler. Let's go ahead and half pot size this. We just hit our 6. Bruce Cohen, good to see you, man. Well, the 10's good. I guess we check and hope he's got like a 7-9 and decides to pop in a little bluff.
Nice hand, Dutch.
Thank you. What do you have? You had 3-4. Decided
Wow.
not to bluff it. Decided to just give it up with a 4 high. WWE King in the stream. Good to see you, man.
Oh, yeah.
Who just
I was doing a Macho Man
She
Randy
was.
Savage earlier, so that's actually pretty funny.
It's good timing, yeah.
But I won't do it on the stream because it was hilarious.
It's the best impression I've ever seen. It's really
I can't
good.
do it now.
She does a really good Macho Man.
Man Randy Savage. I can't do it now. Now
You need
I'm
the
taking it too
sunglasses.
much. I need creamer.
Oh yeah.
If I had little creamers, I could do it.
So we got Joseph open limping in the
I should memorize that whole thing.
in the under the gun spot. What's his range there? What's his open limping range? I don't know. I don't like the ace 7 off. I feel there's drama going. I don't really care. I don't want to see it. You know, I don't really think that these players are doing themselves any favors here, criticizing Fessler. I mean, yeah, it's pretty clear that you can't have a VPIP of 100% and be a winning poker player in MTTs. Actually, you know, when he says, let's play heads up, that's not really that bad of a VPIP for heads up. You can get away with seeing every flop when you're playing heads up, but not in MTTs, not in 9-handed tournaments. Yet here these guys are just really criticizing him. This is what we call tapping the tank. You know, it's not something you want to do. You just keep your mouth shut and let him keep on playing bad. You don't need to chime in. And then it just looks like sour grapes when you're sitting here with 2,600 and some guy has 40 something thousand in front of you. It's just like, just shut up, dude. Let him play how he wants to play. But yeah, 100%. 100% VPIP so far. He hasn't missed a flop. That's good for us. I'm good with that. We want to see that happen. We want to see it we want to see him get all the chips, but I kind of would like to see him on my right rather than my left. I would like to be able to, squeeze and isolate rather than, we raise, he makes the call, and everybody has, just that much more implied odds, and it really does mess up our game, and we're gonna have to change it. We have to change the game. We've seen him bluff a little bit, but for the most part, he doesn't. For the most part, the mistakes he's going to be making are he's just going to be calling too much. And when he starts looking alive and putting in multiple streets of value, it's because he hit 2-pair with his random 6-8 hand or whatever he's coming to the table with. So yeah, we're gonna have to change our game a little bit. It's kind of funny. I was thinking about this today, and then I was thinking about how I would handle it differently if I had Fessler to my left with, a huge stack in front of him, and here we are. So had some mental prep time. It's not so much that you can do though, except be a little bit more selective with your pre-flop hands and actually hit a flop and punish them when you hit. It sucks. It's not the game I like to play. The game I like to play is, stealing, blinds and andes pre-flop and stealing with c-bets post-flop. Having him to my left here puts a wrench into that game plan. We're just never going to get through pre-flop. And post-flop, if he hits, he's just never folding a hand. So, yeah. I think what we're going to do is adjust our pre-flop raise amount and adjust our c-bets. That's what we're going to do. Freezer, exactly. He says, "What the fuck is wrong with you people?"
No, I said, how do you say that?
What the fuck is wrong with you people?
How would you say that? How would you enunciate that?
So a little bluff there, Fessler. Nice little bluff there, buddy.
I want to give a shout out to Scorpio, Chicago Realty Now, Aces Up. They're all here joining you. It's
great to
Foxy,
see you guys.
Jay Sienna, and 8 overrated.
8 overrated.
And
Great to see you too, man.
D Bub.
SD Bub is awesome. It's great to see you, SD Bub. And hey, Ace is up. It's great to see you too. We had a chance to grab a little pizza with him not too long ago.
Delicious pizza too.
Hope that things are going well. Hope that
maybe tonight you can win, and then we'll have pizza tonight.
That sounds great.
Oh, that does sound.
That
good,
sounds like some pretty good motivation
today.
Okay, so we're getting our add-on. The rebuy period is over. The add-on period starts. We got 4 minutes. I think that's just enough time to go sneak away for a little bit of a coffee. Oh, WWE King. He's requesting the impression.
Oh, yeah. I can't do it.
That was perfect. That was perfect.
I'm Macho Man. I need sunglasses.
When we come back, we're getting the impression. We're getting the X&Y impression, you guys. It's going to be really special. Don't go anywhere. You're not going to want to miss that.
I'm just gonna do it.
Look at this, guys. We got a special guest. We got a special guest with us.
I'm Macho Man Randy Savage, and I'm cream of the crop.
That's perfect. That's perfect.
I did it so much better earlier.
No, it doesn't get better than that.
I have to practice.
It doesn't
I have
get better than that.
You know what? I'm gonna memorize all of his dialogue, and I'm gonna do it for you guys. I'm gonna memorize the whole thing. But yeah, so yeah,
pretty good
you're the
flop,
cream of the
right?
crop, Dutch.
It's
I
pretty
can't do it
good.
now. I was overthinking it. We should have just did it right away.
You did great.
Yeah.
I'm so impressed with your
Here's
improv
one.
skills.
I wish I could do Hulk Hogan. That'd be really good. He's very hard to do. But you have to do it when you do Macho Man. You have to like breathe heavy and like get all red and stuff and like be on cocaine. And then
Are we gonna get a
Anyways,
river card here?
let's go back to the pokers.
We have
Hope I
a
didn't
9
traumatize
high with a flush draw, so 9 outs probably. Do we get the river card? A lot of people check raise there. I don't love check raising because it opens up the door for him to just put us to the decision, and we're not really going to love putting all of our chips in the middle with with a 9 high flush draw. At worst, we're looking at about 36%. Well, I guess at worst we're looking at a bigger flush draw, and then where are we? Okay, so we lose a half pot bet. We miss the flush on the turn. Don't get another chance on the river. Nice hand there, go blue. Nice hand. Can we hear it again?
No, I can't do it now. I really wish I could do it earlier today. Today was this
I've
morning.
never seen
I
her
did
so
really,
nervous on a
really
break.
good.
I've never seen her so nervous. She was sweating.
I'm
Started
not
breaking into
nervous.
highs. She was like, "I don't think I could do it. I don't think I can
No,
do
I
it."
lost it, man. It was
And then
there.
she did it. She
You know,
nailed
It
it.
was there. No, it's
Nailed
not as good.
it.
I give that like a 70. That wasn't very good.
70 out of what?
100.
That's good.
Yeah, it wasn't very good.
That's a passing grade.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to really practice it.
70 out of 100. That's a passing
and embrace
grade.
your weird. So that's probably why. It's the shirt. The shirt
the
makes
shirt.
me weird. It's an anti-cyberbullying shirt.
An anti-cyberbullying shirt. You guys might have noticed
So
there was
don't
some cyberbullying going on this
or I'm gonna
week.
have to bring out the guns.
So embrace your weird. We're against cyberbullying here on the stream. 680. Getting called by Fessler? Yeah, probably. Getting called by Nick? Probably. This is the problem: is when you got Fessler making the call with any two. Now Nick can make the call with any two and be right to do it. So how are we going to adjust here? I think that the way we adjust is make those pre-flop raise amounts bigger and less often. So instead of doing, we rarely do this, guys. We rarely do it, but we're going to instead of making it 680 here, let's just kick it up. Do 880. We're doing 880 at this level. And the next level, instead of doing 700, we'll kick it up to 900. And we just count on getting called by Fessler. So we need to make sure that we actually have the hands to go with the raises. 9-8 offsuits, kind of in the middle. Fessler's thinking about getting crazy. Instead, he makes the fold. I'm fine with that. Jonathan Love in the stream. Great to see you, Jonathan. We got a little Jack 2 offsuit.
Hi, June.
It's going
I'll
to
be
be
right
a
back,
fold.
guys.
Have to be so much more a slave to our cards when we're in this kind of situation with a guy with a VPIP of literally 100%. Have we seen him not see a flop yet? I don't think we've seen him not see a flop. Here he comes raising. A deviation from his normal game of just open limping. Usually when he's coming in raising, he actually has something decent. That's how you tell the difference. Fessler raising, ace queen, ace jack, something like that. Some sort of pocket pair, Fessler calling, any two. So we got king 5 offsuit making the fold. Shorty Lambert says, Dutch, I played a circuit event once. Day 2, I had a big stack to my left the whole day. It can throw a wrench. It can throw a wrench in the plan. Speaking of circuit events, Chicago Realty now is going to be playing a week of WSOP circuit events. He asks if we have any advice. Any advice so he can finally get a ring. Any advice? I do have some advice, Chicago Realty now. I do have some advice. You want some advice, you've come to the right place. Although I do not have a circuit ring yet. I have a circuit final table. I've done okay on the circuit. Not great, but okay. I have a few circuit final tables, actually. And we do have the bracelets. We do have the 3 bracelets. I don't really travel the circuit these days. only when it comes through Vegas, and it comes through Vegas about twice a year. This year they had one at Bally's. I played 2 events there, and then I played the main event at the Planet Hollywood one. So yeah, advice to the young. This is what I would say to you, Chicago Realty. Now, those WSOP circuit events have great structures. They have you're going to be starting deep. You're going to never really get to the point where the average stack is going to be less than 30 big blinds. So, 2 pieces of advice. The first piece of advice I would have for you is to focus. Okay, you got to bring a level of focus to that table that you haven't brought before. You need to sit down and realize that this is a really important tournament for the only reason maybe being that you're playing it. You need to really respect your time when you're there, and you need to really try to absorb everything that's going on. The hand doesn't end when you fold. The hand doesn't start when you look at your cards. Okay, you need to be trying to absorb everything at the table, remembering everything. If you can't, close your eyes and tell me who at the table has a wedding ring, who at the table has a hat on, and what the teams are. Who won the last 5 hands and what do they win it with. Then you can do better. And the best way to bring that level of focus is to constantly remind yourself what you're missing. Constantly remind yourself how you could, what you've missed and how you could do better until you're not missing anything. That's the first piece of advice. I'll tell you another thing that I do to keep that level of focus is to imagine the money on the table. Imagine the ring on the table. Just like imagine the money in a big suitcase right next to the dealer. And then look around the table and see everybody checking their phone, looking around, hanging out, fist bumping their buddies or whatever, and not paying attention to what's in front of them. What is important? What's important is the game you're playing. It reminds me of that old proverb. There's 3 brothers who are all playing a game of Go. Go? Sure. Whatever. They're playing a game. And someone runs in and tells them, hey guys, the world's about to end. I'm like, oh man. The youngest brother, he decides that he's going to run into town and hit up the bar. And he's going to drink, and he's going to dance, and he's going to just have a great old time for his last night on Earth. The world's about to end. Let's go fit as much joy in the next 24 hours as we can. The middle brother says, well, I'm going to go to church. I'm going to spend the next 24 hours praying before the world ends. I'm going to try to get forgiveness for all my sins. So the next world, maybe I can be there in heaven. And the older brother, he looks at him and says, well, I'm going to finish the game. And I think it's pretty profound because what it means is the most important thing is what you're doing. To him, the game was the most important thing because that's what they were doing. I like that. Okay, so we never do it, but here we are, open limping against Fessler. So Fessler puts a little pressure on us. He's deciding, you know what? I'm going to raise. You got it, Fessler. You got it. Ace-king suited. Okay, good. Good, show it. Make me feel better about folding that Jack-4. Okay, what is the other piece of advice? The other piece of advice is to recognize that in a tournament with a good structure, you're going to have to get comfortable playing all the different stack sizes. You are going to probably be, at some point in that tournament, a short stack. You are probably going to be, at some point in that tournament, a big stack. And you have to be comfortable playing all the different stack sizes in a tournament. Don't look down at 16 big blinds and be like, great, this tournament's over for me now. Don't lose a big pot, go from 50 big blinds to 12 big blinds, and get, and lose your motivation. All it is just a different stack size to play at a different stage of your tournament. It doesn't have to be the last stage of your tournament. You know what? I'm going to give you a little bonus piece of advice too. Chicago Realty now. I said 2. You're getting 3. You know what it's going to be?
Eat well.
Don't
sleep. Get good sleep.
These are all good pieces of advice. It's not what I was going to say.
Oh.
You can eat well. Get good sleep. Don't eat too much on dinner break.
Don't fight with your family before you go play.
That is a great piece of advice.
We've been into war, and you've done well the next day.
Have I?
Yeah, that one tournament that you played, the charity event. We were at.
Yeah, that didn't really count. That didn't count as war. Well, shoot. Now I can't remember. My piece of advice.
Oh shit! Really? I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. Keep on guessing.
Just relax. It'll come to you. Shoot. There was a question from Toxic Poker asking if you're doing any WSOP satellites. Is there going to be some on the WSOP.com?
There's going to be some on WSOP.com. I think there's one tomorrow and there's one on Sunday. I might do some. Yeah.
You played one last year. You played a winner take all one.
And we got really close. I think we got third.
Oh, third? You sure it was second?
It was basically second because the guy who came in second had like no chips compared to B. Shriver and I. Okay, so we got Freezer making that 3x.
Okay, the third advice, Dutch. Think. It was probably really good too. Trade secret.
It was probably a really good piece of advice. Now it's gone. Oh yeah. I got it. Don't overestimate your opponents.
Oh.
Okay, it's very easy to do. It's very easy to sit down at a poker table. What inevitably is going to happen is one or two of the players at your table are going to appear friendly with each other. What inevitably is going to happen is one or two players at your table are going to be somewhat regulars on the WSP circuit. They're going to strike up conversations with other regulars who come around and talk to them.
Definitely don't feel intimidated.
Don't feel like you are the outsider looking in, okay? Because I'm going to tell you that these little relationships that people set up are very temporary and very fleeting. It's because everyone has that feeling. And, two guys that seem like they're the oldest of friends might have just met earlier today in a satellite for the tournament you're playing. It doesn't mean that they really have much in common, apart from the same kind of nervous outsider feel that you are feeling. Maybe you don't feel that way. I will tell you that a lot of poker players do, and it's somewhat common. Poker is a very lonely sport, and it's weird when you walk into a room. I've been in the game a long time. I had a fellow streamer called me an original G. I thought it's kind of funny, but the more I thought about it, I was like, well, almost all my adult life, I've been a professional poker player. I walk into any
20s.
card room, and I get recognized. I go to the circuit. I look around the room, and I know 30 or 40 of the guys have experiences with them apart from the poker table. And yet, I can't stress this enough how lonely poker is. You look around the room, and you know a whole bunch of people, and it's still like, wow, we are all in this for ourselves.
It's just like school.
We are all in this for ourselves.
Yeah.
It's not like school. It's
you don't think so?
adversarial. It's adversarial. It's dog eat dog.
Competitive.
It's competitive. It's like,
Well, then make it like the Olympics.
your best friends in poker are still going to check raise you when they sense weakness. And I'll tell you what's so much more important than liking a guy in poker is respecting a guy in poker. Those are the relationships that actually last. It's like you see people who would never be friends away from the table who seem friendly. And they're not really friends in so much that they respect each other. It's so much more important.
I think there's a lot of friends though too. I mean, it's a mix. It's like any.
Well, relationships in poker built on respect are stronger than relationships built on a common sense of humor or liking the same band or being from the same school. I'm just telling you that this is the way that poker works. So don't overestimate your opponents because it's very easy to do. It's very easy to sit down and feel outclassed by somebody.
Oh well,
the truth is,
just going.
Oh yeah, he's going crazy. Yeah.
So what do you get here? A queen?
Probably 9-3.
You think he has a 9?
I think that he has 9-3. I think he
just plays everything.
Hit his two pair. Yeah,
oh,
VPIP
wow,
of 100%. 100%.
100%. 100. Wow.
100. 100%. You look around, you rarely see it. A VPIP of 100%.
Chicago Realty said, thanks for the advice. If I win, I will remember you.
It's probably not going to happen. You win, you're going to have a million new friends, and then you're going to, I'm going to come up to you like, Chicago. I'm going to be waving, you'd be like,
we're best friends, remember?
Not anymore, Dutch. Not anymore. Phil, that's what's gonna happen. Oh man. Dynamo, it's good to see you, man. He says, hey man, I got home from a live tourney. I'm gonna make the call here. And was hoping to rail you some before bedtime. Your hopes have been answered, Dynamo. We are streaming. It's great to see you. He says, was disappointed when I didn't see you on. Well, now we're on. Happy you're here now. How have you been doing this far? So it's one tournament. We started with 15,000 chips, and now we have 12,500. We've got a huge stack on our left. Fessler with a VPIP higher than we've ever seen. As high as it gets. Things are good. Things are good. Making the check fold. Ace 9, Jack 9, 8-3. It's kind of funny. I think it's one of those situations where Fessler could have taken that pot. But we've kind of seen Fessler slip into some betting patterns that I think that we're going to be able to take advantage of. Again, it's not the ideal position for me. I would so much rather be around here or here or here. Take advantage of those open limps and then isolate. Take advantage of those open limps and then, push the players out. Always have position on the guy. Instead, he's always going to have position on us. Always. And the nice thing about it is, though, that Fessler seems to be the kind of player who falls into some betting patterns. Here he just fired out a half-pot size bet with absolute air. He's probably kicking himself thinking about that 8-3 hand, knowing that he could have taken it with a bet on the turn. Go blue 24, putting in that min raise and scaring Fessler off. So have a little bit of a note on Fessler here. Little 8-6 suited by Go Blue 24. Fessler makes the call.
Not allowed to say what it says.
Just writing down the hand as I saw it.
Also, I want to remind our viewers, if you're just joining us, don't forget to follow. You can follow by clicking the heart below my picture, or if you're on mobile, it's above, I believe, Dutch's head. It's free. It costs nothing for you to follow, and it helps us, and it helps the stream go. And
it does.
And it gives you notifications of when we're on. So lots of wonderful plus EV things that you can do.
So Fessler looking for a fold here. Looking for the fold button. Where did I put that fold button? Oh, there it is. He does make the fold.
Oh,
Go Blue 24. Getting it all in there with a flush draw and a pair of jacks. Putting that whole stack at risk. Let's go ahead and make the raise here against Freezer. And again, we're raising the amount that we're going for. Instead of 700, we're going for 900. Freezer's good enough to recognize the variation. The last time we made it 900, he made it 2,900. Yeah, we're getting these guys 3-betting us. It's close. It's close. So now at the 200, 400, we'll make it 1,200. Again, it's higher than normal, but we got a guy with a VPIP of 100%. Our normal raises are never getting through, so let's raise it up a little bit. He'll still see a lot of flops with us, but we just saw him fold that hand, whatever it was. I mean, we'd prefer just to take the blinds and the antes, and it's just not happening with the 900s. It's happening a little bit more often with the 1200s. So there it is. We're changing the we're adjusting. We're adjusting, and I'm not sure if I love the adjusting, but that's what we're doing. It's what we're doing. We try to play kind of close to GTO. The idea being that we don't have to adjust. But I think that we can. I think that just adjusting a little bit is going to lead to a better result here against Fessler. So we're going to go for the exploitive play. Exploitative, yes, both of them are fine. You can say exploitive or exploitative. Both of them are acceptable. Look it up. Fessler making it 900 there with a king queen. So you notice he is his opening amount is varying based on his own hand strength. I like 900 if you keep it at 900, but he doesn't keep it at 900. Sometimes he open limps. When he open limps without a raise, he doesn't have much. When he open raises for a little bit over 2x, then he has something like king, queen, king, jack, queen 10, those kind of hands. And when he open raises for more, we're looking at the stronger hands, the ace queens, the ace kings, the bigger pocket pairs. So this is betting pattern variation 101, and it's just so frustrating because we can't really take advantage of it that much because he's on our direct left. But we'll have some situations to take advantage of. There are post-flop betting frequencies and patterns too. Here we have Fessler folding. I don't know. I mean, how bad does it have to be? Toxic Poker, good to see you, by the way, in the stream. Don't worry about bugging us at all with questions. There's no bugging at all. That's why we do it. This is why we stream. You know, we're playing poker and doing the stream, not because I'm really hoping to make some magic happen in a 3K guaranteed nightly. It's to hang out with you guys and to answer questions, talk about poker, try to get better. That's really all it is. Let's make the check here. We'll see a cheap flop with king 7. Well, are we just going to say someone automatically has the ace? Yeah, that's what we're going to say. We're going to say that we are beat. We're not putting a dime into the pot. We have king 7 here, so we've got we caught a little bit of the flop. But, not putting another dime in. We got 5 outs. That puts us at about a 20% overall EV, assuming we get to see all the remaining cards. So, the question is, yes, we set up the stream by ourselves. Set up the overlay, set up everything. So, Go Blue 24 did, in fact, have the ace 5. He had that weakest of aces and decided to fire out the half pot size bet anyway. Fessler with a king high flush draw, the nut flush draw. That could have gotten a little bit dangerous if the turn was like a 5 of spades. We're going to go ahead and limp in again. I hate doing this. I hate it, but come on. It's a guy who's always going to call us, and he's going to have position on us, and we are going to be sitting here with 5 high.
Wait, you have 5 high?
Yes.
Nice.
Is it? Is it nice?
With that board?
Nice hand there. Nice hand,
he had a
Fessler.
5 too. That sucks.
Well, he had a much better kicker.
He did. So Skirma Dutch wants you to say what's up. Give you a shout out.
Skirma, good to see you, man. Things are good. Life is good.
Life is good. Oh, and Flatty has a birthday today. Happy birthday,
No kidding.
Flatty.
Happy birthday, man. I had no idea. I wish I would have known. We're gonna sing we're gonna sing to Flatty.
Yes, happy birthday.
Happy
dear
birthday
Flatty.
to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Flatty. Happy birthday to you.
Why didn't you invite us for cake? We just woke up, so no worries. Save me a piece. Save me a piece of cake. We'll come by.
Give us some cake, dude.
That's all I want. That's all I need.
Happy birthday, dude.
Yeah, we'll have to take him to a birthday lunch, dinner.
Okay. Is it good enough? It's good enough.
Can you tell us, Dutch, a story about the early days of when you were an original OG?
About the early days.
When you were riding your 6'4" Impala down the street with your pants a sagging because you're an OG.
Look at this. Look at this bet sizing amount. It seems.
Oh, wow.
It seems too heavy to me, Freezer. going to make the fold here.
It's a lot. He probably has something.
Who knows what he has? I don't know what he has. He could have 8-7 suited there. Freezer...
Is he all over the place?
Here's the problem. The problem is Freezer's good enough to recognize a variation. He realizes that we're making it 3x and folding. So now he's just kind of bullying us. It's okay.
It's all right. Hey, Dutch, do
Can
you...
you tell us a story?
No.
About the early days.
About the early days. Can you tell us a story about before when you met Michelle?
I've smoked them all out of my brain, man. They're gone. 53 out of 57. What was that thing that I was saying earlier? You got to be comfortable playing every stack size. Now we're kind of in that awkward stage. Fessler open limping, Freezer open limping behind. This is going to get through. Did we see Batman versus Superman yet? No, not yet.
I heard it
Not
got
yet.
certified. Oh,
Certified
I have to
fresh?
show this. Can I show you this? Can you show this on stream? Oh my god. It's
Yeah,
really
we're going to go
funny.
ahead and disable contact from Joseph too, and go blue. These guys irritate me almost as much as Fessler does.
Oh, it's like if you Google sad, it's like the first thing. So Google sad and then it'll auto population Affleck. So
Sad Affleck?
Yeah, it's really sad. You should play it for the stream because it's really funny.
Okay, let's take a look. Sad Affleck. There it is. Okay. let's listen to Ben Affleck, you guys.
Since reviews for the film have come out, and I don't know if you've had a chance to have a look at them, or like your response to those, or...
No,
Let's take a look. Let's take a look.
Oh, I thought it was so sad. It is sad. It's good though. I like it. And plus, he's a poker player.
He's a poker player.
That's okay. It's poker relevant.
what are they saying?
Well, it's been...
Let's
Since
start it.
reviews for the film have come out, and I don't know if you've had a chance to have a look at them, or like your response to those, or...
No, what are they saying?
Well, it's been getting a mixed response.
Oh no, certified rotten. No.
I just wondered whether how that makes you guys feel, and whether it will even affect the film as such.
Well, the interesting thing is that or at least partly have spoken.
Ben?
That's a great
agree.
song.
I agree. He goes, I agree. Oh, well played. He goes, I agree.
Hey, you know what? He put a lot of work into that. I'm
Think-
assuming. I mean, a lot.
Since
That's
reviews
hard
for the
to
film
do
have
the.
come out, and I don't know
It's
if you've
hard
had a chance to have a
acting.
look
You
at
know.
them.
I should know from my Macho Man Randy
That's right.
Savage impression that it is very difficult to do a whole movie.
That's right. Michelle's acted in movies before.
No, I didn't act. I was just background.
So I noticed you only play on WSOP, says Toxic Poker. You don't ever hop on Bovada or ACR? Not since we've been here in Vegas. I mean, being able to play on regulated online poker rooms has been... I feel like we're blessed. We're blessed. So, yeah. I'm playing on the legal option. But if I was not in Vegas, if I didn't have access to wsop.com, or if I was maybe in New Jersey and had access to Poker Stars or, what is it, Brigada? Oh, we got moved.
Oh, you had it too.
No.
Oh man.
Then I would probably play on Bovada and ACR. I mean, if it's
You
the
know
only
what?
game in town.
Speaking of, you know what we should do is go take a since it's in New Jersey, we can stream it.
Yeah.
We can just, but we have to take all our stuff.
Take a little trip.
How long does it take
Take a little trip.
to drive there?
Oh my gosh, to New Jersey?
Yeah, I've never been that
I
far.
actually made that drive, New Jersey to Vegas, before. I've made that drive.
Yeah, and if we drive, we can stop in our...
And it
We
sucks.
can stop in our viewers' chat. We can go to
I'm
their
going to
house
say
and
about
stay there.
22,
Save all our
23
money.
hours driving, straight driving. So
But
it
we
would
have-
take us at least 2 days.
But our viewers will let us stay with them.
Yeah. It's a good idea. Any
That'd
of you
be a
guys
really
in
fun
Jersey? So, Seattle Pro in the stream. Good to see you, man. Good to see you.
Shoot, how would we stream it? Can you rent computer equipment?
We just bring our equipment up. We
Just a lot of stuff, though.
don't fly Spirit. Okay, so Chaos Theory making a raise, and we're sitting here with 18 big blinds making the fold. Olaf Metal says, is this a rebroadcast? I think you were
No,
behind
Olaf.
Fessler last night when I popped in, too. I know, man, with about the same stack, too. I mean, it was like deja vu. Okay, so you caught me, Olaf. The truth is, we only have one tournament. We just keep on playing it over and over and over, and this is acting.
See if anybody notices.
See if anybody notices that the stack sizes are the same. You know, this is how it is with wsop.com. There's just not that many players on the site.
Would you run into
86
a lot of
people.
familiar faces? Skelly Factor
Yep.
is actually a viewer.
Yep. Skelly Factor hangs out with
And-
us, and you know, it's good to see you, Skelly. Hope that we make this final table. Chaos Theory sometimes is coming through. We got T Wright and BC McClaw also regulars on the stream. I think sometimes. No, I don't know that BC McClaw actually comes through. I also don't know that T Wright ever comes through. T Wright's a little short stack wizard though. Chaos Theory, one of the best players on the site. And then these three I don't really recognize. Check it, T11B7 and B Almighty. I don't recognize them.
Where's my little robot? Destructoid. Beep, 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 beep. Like a fool says, does he lose at poker? He has a terrible poker face. Aw. Well, he did make a movie about poker. The poker.
Yeah, I don't think that he was a loser at poker though.
Well, he's a loser.
He won the
when
California
people
State
are-
Poker
when people are
Championship.
cheating him.
When people were cheating him, he did.
So that was
And
very unfair.
yeah, I think he kind of got to the point where he was
Leave
like,
Ben
screw
Affleck
poker.
alone.
There, yeah. Poker misses Ben for sure. He was a
Yeah.
good player. He won the California State Poker Championship. It's not an easy thing to make, to put up championships in LA.
Yeah.
LA is a tough poker market, one of the toughest markets in the world. Is it as tough as Vegas? No, it's not. But it's tough. If you can make it in LA, you can pretty much make it anywhere. And he was winning tournaments and holding his own against the best in the world down there, so was he a loser at poker? No, I don't think so. I think he lent out money, and I think that he got ripped off that way. I also think that he was involved in that Russ Hamilton hole card scandal at Ultimate Bet. So that kind of soured him, and that sucks. That sucks because he was always bringing a lot of attention to the poker world. I think that also there was a little bit of a marital conflict between between poker and his wife. And I can understand that. Sometimes you have to give up things if you got to keep your family happy.
If we went to Jersey, I would have to work on my accent.
I think you should start right now. Jersey accent.
I'm from Brooklyn. Is that the same? Is that? I don't even.
That's perfect. That sounded exactly like a Jersey accent. That was perfect.
Cake Boss. I watched a lot of Cake Boss. Yeah, when Carlos makes a cake, it's the best cake in
That's pretty good.
in Hoboken. Is that what he says? Yeah.
That's pretty good. "36 hours to New Jersey." That's what people are saying. 36 hours.
Well, that's a long time. Jeez.
It's a long time in the car.
Oh wow! I flew to Seattle on the 17th till the 21st, round trip on Delta for 125. That's pretty cool.
Oh man, Seattle Pro had a little bit of a surgery. I hope you get better soon. That sucks. I had a surgery last year, and it put me on my back, man. I'll tell you what I did though is I spent the time playing Hearthstone.
I hope so that's how you got into Hearthstone. Actually,
It is,
you were playing.
yeah.
You were spending a lot of time and money on Magic. We still have a box of cards that you need to get rid of. If anyone wants to buy some cards, let me know.
I'm never getting no from my cold dead hands. I'm gonna be
Hey.
buried with my Magic cards.
No, you bought them from auction.
Yeah. There's some good stuff in there. Not really. No Power 9. All my Magic cards are lame. The best thing I have in there is a Maze of Ith. Maze of Ith.
It's a maze. You know, I really wish I got into that game because there's so many cards and just so much to know.
So JSA714 saying New Jersey PokerStars is off to a rough start.
Ooh.
You know, there's been some bad news for PokerStars this week. The insider trading allegations for their CEO, David Bezov. You have the rake increase.
Yeah, that sucks. The
You know,
race is really bad.
With their Supernova Elite basically screwing over. You know, just screwing over their Supernova Elite players. PokerStars has lost a lot of goodwill in the last 6 months. Like a tremendous amount.
Like,
And then they also screwed over all their affiliates this last summer, too. A tremendous amount of goodwill down the drain. And
It's a shame. They have they're in such a good position.
they are. It is
And
a
they're
shame.
Just kind of like. they're just-
I don't understand. I mean, we're kind
I
of
guess
watching.
If they're going to make the changes, it's good to make the changes now before they get really instilled in like America.
Right before they try to expand into a new market.
Well, then everybody gets the hurt feelings out of the way. I think, rather than because it's not.
How
really,
about
it's not,
just
it's
don't
not
make
really,
any of those changes? How about don't screw over affiliates or Supernova Elites and don't raise the rake? It's already high. Well, Bobby McLaw, nice river there. Skelly Factor losing a pretty big pot. That's gonna be the whole thing. I didn't know if that side pot was going to BC McLaw or going to Skelly. It looks like it's going to Bobby. Nice hand, Bobby. Okay, so T11B7 making the raise, and this is going to be a shove from us. Hopefully we just get through. Hopefully we pick up 25% of our stack without having to fade a flop. Or, I guess the best case scenario is T11B7 has like a 10-8 suited and decides that he's going to call because we have sixes. Or pocket nines, and he's going to call because we must have ace-king when we make this shove. But if he folds, I'm fine with that too. I just don't see him folding. I think that he's probably going to convince himself that 1.33 to 1 is enough to make the call with his pocket sevens. Ballmighty in there pretty quick with pocket kings.
Come on, 10.
Yeah, we're down to 2 outs. 4%er. Not going to happen. Be almighty. Knocking us out. That's a lame little spot. I don't really think that it's ever a fold. It's never a fold with the kings. You know?
Yeah. That's unfortunate that you ran into kings.
It is. I mean, it's just one of those situations where we're not really planning on running into kings. We got one hand that we're up against, T11B7, and then, oh yeah, there's another guy in the pot. I completely forgot that this is a possibility. That jacks or queens or kings or aces is right there. I forgot about this guy. So, yeah, that's it. That's the stream tonight.
Oh, is there nothing else going right now?
No, that's it. That's it.
Wow, that's very short.
The $30 3K, that's the one event to play. But there's going to be some pretty cool events tomorrow. Since it's Saturday tomorrow, we have the re-entry. We have a couple of $30 events. And then probably the 2K as well. So we'll probably play 4 events tomorrow. But the Friday night dream is dead. Oh, now I know how Ben Affleck felt in that interview.
Is there nothing going on right now?
Nah, nothing I really want to play.
Oh, nothing
All
short.
of, I mean, there's
Sweet? I feel like this was too short of a stream. I feel like you should play
too short.
something.
Too short.
My
Well,
gosh, I got all made up for nothing. I feel like, and I did the Macho Man Randy Savage thing for nothing.
if you do another
No, I'm not gonna do it
Macho Man, then I'll play something.
Oh gosh,
That's the
Dang
deal.
it. Okay, wait, let's see. Okay,
This is the deal.
all right, let's see if I can.
You can do it.
I can't do it because I'm on the spot.
You
Fuck,
do
I'm
the
overthinking
Macho
it.
Man,
I'm overthinking it.
and I will sign
What
up
did
for
he
another
say?
tournament.
I'm Macho Man Randy
Whoa,
Savage.
whoa, whoa,
And
you
I'm
need-
cream
you-
of the crop.
You need the
Yeah.
sunglasses.
Oh god, I just did it, dude. That's
You gotta
that's how
hurry.
you
We
do it.
only have about 11 minutes
just did
until
it, I
this
just did
until
Macho
this
Man, Randy Savage,
tournament
and cream
shuts
of the crop.
down.
Okay, wait, I gotta do it with this drink. I'm gonna get you, man. I'm gonna get you good. Is that good?
We need to hear the whole thing.
I just did it, dude. Now,
No.
that's just too much. Now you're abusing power.
Okay, we'll be back tomorrow,
No,
you
no,
guys.
no, you're playing now. I did my thing. I did it.
She saved the stream.
I will slam you down.
She saved the stream. She saved the
I
day.
wish we had a chair, because I would take a chair. No, I wouldn't take a chair. I don't have a chair. This chair's too heavy.
Okay, we're gonna play another one, guys. We're gonna play
What? This
this
is so short.
12.50 guarantee. It's a $10 rebuy and add-on. I don't like this one as much as the 30, but
The deep stack one?
you know what? It was a very short
Oh
stream,
my
so
gosh,
let's keep
it's
it going.
disappointingly short. And I
Let's
felt like
keep
it
it
was-
going.
This is the day, man. This is the day. And then... Okay, so... Okay.
Toxic Poker. That's
Back.
where I bought the lot. That's where I bought the lot. Shop Goodwill has a ton of MTG lots every
That's
once in a
exactly
while.
where I got it.
That's exactly where I got it. I looked in and I realized, oh, that's a Maze of Ith. That's a Survival of the Fittest. If they have those two cards, who knows what they have?
Yeah, he was like, that was in 2013.
Yeah, I was super excited, and then guess what they had?
Nothing.
They had a Maze of Ith, a Survival of the Fittest, and a bunch of commons.
They
I was
hustled
like,
you,
oh,
man. That's
man.
that's
I
how
mean,
Goodwill does it.
It wasn't a hustle. It wasn't a hustle, but whoever like set the picture up over there at Goodwill,
They knew what they were doing.
they kind of knew what they were doing. They kind of knew, okay, these are the three cards of the collection that actually were worth anything. So let's go ahead and put these right here and kind of make it look like, they're kind of faded. We don't really know what we're doing. We're just kind of,
Yeah, and he swore
splashing
and I
cards.
didn't even want him to buy it.
No.
And I was like, and he said that he was going to.
Trust me, there's
Sell
dual
it?
lands there.
And he
Trust
sold
me. There's going to be a
Still in-
box
it's
there.
still in a
I
box
feel it.
here, if
I feel it in my
anybody wants it.
bones. We're going to make the
$10 right
let's
now.
raise it. You know what? We can just raise it to 600. We've got the best hand with ace 10 offsuit. King, queen, queen. Ugh. We still have the best hand. OMG, WTF. He's got like something like pocket nothing. He's got like ace 7 offsuit. Little 4 of spades. Well, we just the jig is up.
Shit.
Hollywood guy says, so who has the higher rake? PokerStars or WSP? I think it's PokerStars these days, making the fold.
Well, yeah, they're kind of back to they're kind of setting a weird example, isn't it? And you are gonna play. The Dynamo wants to know if you're playing the main event this year, and yes, you are. Hello, Dynamo. And if you guys are just joining us, you guys can follow it, our stream.
Okay, we're
Snap
making
it to
the
a
fold.
Slim Jim.
Make sure to click on that follow button, you guys. It's right underneath XML. Can I get an ooh yeah?
Yeah. Gosh, it's great.
Okay, we're making the
More rasp.
check
I know.
fold.
I gotta really work on my Macho Man Randy Savage impressions. But he's awesome.
I thought you
when
did
I
a
was
great
when I was
job.
younger, I used to love watching WWF before it was WWE.
Did Heart Candies come in that mushroom? We don't know. We didn't open it yet. It's still sealed, right?
Yeah. It's still sealed. I have a bunch of these. I have like the Death Star too, and I have other ones. I love these things. I wonder if the candy's any good. Because the tin sure got me. They're so cute, aren't they?
I bet the candies aren't very good.
I bet they're shit too.
Yeah, I bet they're like.
Hollywood guy says that was a great Hulk Hogan. Thanks. Thanks. Isn't that Step into a Slim? Snap into a Slim Jim. Isn't it? Stop it, isn't it? Oh, Step. It's Snap, isn't it?
That's what we're gonna have to start doing. We're gonna have to start doing Exmois impersonations.
Yes.
Anytime the stream's about to go down, you can save it. You can save it with an impersonation, and we'll all have a little straw poll,
and then we'll just
on who it's gonna be.
No.
Yeah, maybe one night you'll do Nixon. Maybe one night you'll do Jim Carrey. Just all sorts of things.
Roger Rabbit.
Look at that, we got a subscriber,
Nice.
and no doubt because of the impersonation.
Because he's the cream, man.
No doubt because of the impression. JSA 714 just subscribed to the stream.
Woohoo!
And really awesome of you. Thank you very much, JSA. Where's our Where's our
Where's
alert?
our notification, Dutchy boy?
Our alert. I didn't turn it on.
Oh wow. Well, we did just wake up.
That's right. Okay, let's do that. The alert is on now. So JSA, sorry about that, man. This is what it was supposed to say. It was supposed to go like this. It was supposed to go. And instead of it saying thanks Dutch Boyd, welcome to the crew, it's supposed to say thanks JSA 714, welcome to the crew. Thank you so much, man, for supporting the stream and keeping the channel alive. Really appreciate it. Really appreciate it. You're gonna get a couple of cool things too, by the way. You're gonna get that fist bump patch. 2 of them. You're gonna get a digital download link to Poker Tilt.
Oh, I just had a horrible thought.
What was the horrible thought?
What if I become really, really famous doing Macho Man, Randy Savage impressions, and I
Okay.
go on like the Ellen Show, and I have to do it in front of millions of people?
Oh, you'd be so good at it.
Oh
by
God!
then,
Now
though.
I just had that's a horrible thought.
Oh, that would be horrible. That would just be worst
and
case
that's what I would be
scenario.
known as. Oh God, Macho
The
Michelle.
Macho Man girl.
Oh God, no.
That's what they're gonna like. You're
Probably
gonna
get
just be
sued.
like walking around, and people are gonna be like, "Hey, look, it's the Macho
do the
Man
thing,
girl."
Do the thing.
Do the impression.
They do the thing.
And you'd
Do
have to
the
like
thing.
walk around
Do the
with
thing.
with
Sunglasses.
creamer all the time. Creamer
Yeah.
and sunglasses
I should
all
work
the
on
time.
my sleight of hand. Have you seen the video? You should show the video. It's so funny. I love
You guys want to see what she's trying to do?
Yeah,
You guys wanna-
Here, I have the link.
if you link it, I'll play it on the stream.
Here, let me show it to you. So, funny thing. Let's see. W, whisper W. There you go. Whispered to you.
Okay, let's play it on the stream.
I have to work on it. It's my goal. That's my New Year's resolution. Or that's my goal for this year.
WrestleMania 3.
Okay, let's get this on, and we're gonna see. We already know how it goes because Michelle already did the impression.
Yeah,
Do
but I need
we-
creamers. See, they just come out of nowhere.
Oh man.
Uh-oh. What happened?
Right when we were like positioning to capture the screen, the guy bet into us and reminded us, "Oh, we're playing poker." Okay, let's get this up. Let's get this scene up. Macho Man, Randy Savage, cream of the crop. This is what we just saw. This is what Michelle's getting really good at.
That's what I'm gonna
Hey, it's
try.
the Macho Man girl.
Oh God, horrible vision.
The Silverdome. WrestleMania 3 at the Silverdome in Pontiac, Michigan. It's a day I'm certain my guests at this time will not forget. I'm talking about the former Intercontinental Champion of the world, Macho Man. Nothing means nothing. Nothing means nothing. What do you mean by that?
Nothing means nothing.
Talking about all the way to the top, yeah. Justifiably in a position we're not in, but the cream will rise to the top, oh yeah.
3?
Wow.
Oh, wait a minute, though, Randy. I've got to ask you very seriously. Do you blame Mr. Jack Tunney, the distinguished president of the World Wrestling Federation, for Ricky Steamboat being the Intercontinental Champion today?
Yeah, I do, yeah. Outside interference, yeah. In my moment of glory. Yeah, now I'm living in a nightmare. And I am the cream. And now, not only the Intercontinental Heavyweight Championship belt must fall, but the World Heavyweight Championship belt. Because Hulk Hogan, yeah, I am the cream, yeah. The cream of the
Magic.
crop. And there is no
good at
one
it, right?
that does it better than the Macho Man Randy Savage. On balance, off balance, doesn't matter. I'm better than you are, yeah. And I'm talking to everyone in the World Wrestling Federation.
I wonder how
And
we
I'm
talk
even
in
talking
real life.
to President Jack Tunney, yeah. I'm on my way. And nothing is gonna stop me. Nothing's gonna stop me.
You know, just out of curiosity, Randy, and I certainly don't want to diminish your tremendous God-given talents, but I'm very curious. I haven't seen Elizabeth lately.
She's on the outside of the ring. Does she?
Okay, that's good. We got Ferrari
He's my
Doctor.
hero.
We got
Oh, a
Ferrari
year for
Doctor.
Ferrari Doctor.
A full year sticking with us. Ferrari, you're the best, man. You are awesome. Thank you so much for being here another month and sticking with us another month and keeping this thing going. By the way, look at this. We got a set of fives, looking pretty good.
The 5 is alive.
John at 5.
He's alive.
So yeah, that was great. I wonder,
Did you ever watch wrestling when you were a child?
No, never did.
You
Do
weren't allowed
think-
to, right?
I was allowed to. I just didn't want to. I
don't know why.
I'm not trying to take anything away from it. It's
Me and my brother used to. My brother
great.
used to try to freaking do that thing where you body slam. Oh my gosh, it's horrible.
Did you try to clothesline each other?
Close line, yeah, all the time. We used to love wrestling. Every Saturday morning. Sunday morning.
So that's a
Saturday
good
morning.
card for us,
Monday Night
especially if
Raw.
Cinderella Man decides to have Jack 10 here. Yeah, let's just go for the whole thing. I think if he pays off a half pot size bet, he's going to pay the whole thing off. It's before the rebuy period. You can make the call here. You can make the call here with Ace 10 or King 10 or Queen 10. You can definitely make it with Jack 10. You can definitely make it with a set of 2s or 10-8. What can you make it with? How about Ace Jack of clubs? Can you make it there? Yeah. Yeah, you can make it with Ace Jack of clubs. You can make it with King Jack or Queen Jack of clubs. He's thinking about calling. He wants to see. Makes the fold. So I wonder if he would have bet, if he would have paid off that half-size pot bet. He might have. You know, it was right before the rebuy period ends. So kind of trying to play it off like. Well, no, we got another 85 minutes for the rebuy period. So lots more time. Guys, we're going to be right back with more great Macho Man impressions. You guys ready?
Ooh, yeah!
I gotta get some jerky. We're gonna get some Slim Jim. So we're gonna get some Slim Jim.
Okay, we'll be back. We're back.
We're gonna like take over the poker world.
Hot damn. JD Cole, 12 months in a row. JD, thanks, man.
JD,
really appreciate it.
1 year, awesome, JD Cole.
One of our old school mods and
Friend.
representative of Pikes Peak Poker Gang and friend. One of our friends. It's great to have you here, JD. Thank you very much for being here. Really appreciate it. Hope everything's going well in your life. Dynamo89 says, I wish my girlfriend was interested in poker like you are, XML.
I'm not really that interested in poker.
She's not really that interested in poker.
I think it's different because that's our life, you know.
Yeah.
It's like we literally breathe, eat, and sleep poker. That it's actually rubbed off on me, a lot of the moves and things like that. But yeah, I don't go out of my way reading the books. I have read. No, I haven't. I have, the only book I read is Dutch's book, and then I just get Dutch to tell me what it's about. That's how I learn.
Yeah.
So Dutch, tell me what this is about. Is it good? Okay, good.
It's pretty good. All the books are good. What's your favorite poker book? Oh, all of them. All of them.
I don't have one. Do you have one?
Do I have a favorite poker book?
Besides your book?
Besides Poker Tilt? Yeah.
You do?
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, Super System was a pretty good book. I think, but you know what my favorite book is? My favorite book is probably the Gus Hansen one, Every Hand Revealed.
Yeah, I think you have said that before, and I tried reading that, and it's just...
Oh, it's super boring, right? It's basically Gus Hansen
we read it.
Explaining his thought process.
We were driving somewhere. We were driving to Seattle, I think.
Yeah, maybe.
And none of it stuck with me at all, so... But that's okay.
I thought it was a great book. It's kind of like it was kind of like a live stream before there were live streams.
Yeah, that's right. Because it's pretty amazing what he did. Didn't he carry a little
Fire.
recorder with him?
Yeah.
Yeah, he carried a little
for like a
recorder.
year and a half. All he was doing was getting winning a hand or losing a hand and walking away from the table and saying something in Danish. It's like, oh, okay. I wish I knew Danish.
Right?
What are you doing? Why are you talking to that little machine? And he'd be like, oh, I'm working on a book. It's like, oh, okay. So what's the plan? Oh, I'm just going to wait until I win a tournament, and then I'm going to release the hand for hand. It's like, oh, that sounds
We
pretty
should
cool.
do that. Can
You know,
it's like something...
I think it's kind of funny because Jonathan Little tried to do that.
Oh, really?
And then he was just like, oh, screw it. I'll just release the hand history for a tournament that I didn't win. And it's like, okay, that's the difference.
Oh,
that's
okay.
the difference.
I didn't know that.
But not to take anything away
I
from
think-
Jonathan
I think
Little's
that-
game. He's great.
I think the best way to learn nowadays, though, is actually like Twitch. Twitch is a very good platform because you can like banter back, ask questions, and kind of actively
Twitch is great.
learn.
Twitch is a great way to learn, and get up to par with poker. Before Twitch, Gus Hansen's Every Hand Revealed was kind of like a Twitch stream of, when he actually won a big tournament, Aussie Millions. Dead Draw Todd, 12 months in a row. 12 months, a whole year together. Dead Draw
Gosh, we've been
Todd,
here for a
man.
long while, a year.
Thank you so much for being here, supporting the stream. Another month, keeping it alive. It wouldn't be the same without you. It might not even be here without you. So thank you very much for being here, Dead Draw Todd, and being part of the crew. If there's anything that we can do for you, I want you to let me know.
Hey,
and
hey, Dutch,
you're awesome, man.
Do you remember when
Thank
I
you.
pressured you into doing Twitch?
I do.
It's our year anniversary.
It's our year anniversary.
Yay. Have I told you so? No. No, I'm just teasing. But if you guys are just joining us on our lovely Twitch stream, you can follow us. Below me, there's a little heart
Little
there.
heart
if
somewhere down there.
If you click that little heart, it's free. It's not the sub. It's follow, and you get notifications, and it really helps the stream out. If you're on mobile, it's going to be above Dutch's head, I believe, and it's
Right up there.
you just click the little heart. turn on notifications, and it will notify you.
Take over the booger
It'll notify you to tell us that we were on. And you can also follow me on Twitter. Mine is 1ST, that is first. And Dutch's is as Dutch Boyd. So
And look
follow
at
us.
this.
We'll follow
You
back.
can also subscribe. And if you subscribe, like C. Corbo just did,
Woohoo!
welcome to the crew, C. Corbo. You get a couple of stuff. You get the cool emoticons that we've got, a whole slew of emoticons. We got a Pirate Bay emoticon, an anonymous emoticon, a Bitcoin emoticon, plus the fist bump and the X-moi, wolf heart,
And a little June and a little some alligators,
some
a penguin,
Junes,
a really crappy looking pizza.
a really crappy looking pizza, like a
but-
really
but is
crappy
there-
looking
is there
pizza,
such a thing
bony
as
fish.
crappy-
We got a
crap
lot of
pizza?
emoticons because of you guys.
That's right.
You know, the more subs we get, the more
More
emoticons we
economies
can
unlocked.
we can
Achievement
more,
unlocked.
Yeah, we get more emoticons, more subs. You also get a digital version of my book Poker Tilt and a couple of these fist bump patches. So we try to give the subs a little something extra.
Yeah, because you
Then,
guys know that you're spending your time here too, and you're being a positive part of the community, and we appreciate that. Wouldn't be around if you guys
wouldn't
you guys
be.
weren't as positive and wonderful as you guys
That's
are.
true,
You
we
guys are
wouldn't be.
wonderful to hang out with, and you guys are
Making
we're
the
all a
call
big
here
family
against part of me wants to just make a raise here. Part of me wants to just say, let's just 3-bet it, but I'm going to just call and turn this into a set mine. Hey, we got Delinquent saying he liked Harrington's books. I liked Harrington's books okay. I think that the third one, Harrington on Hold'em Volume 3, was probably my favorite, where he actually takes all the concepts that he explained in Volume 1 and Volume 2 and really brings them down to a tactical level. This is why I liked Gus Hansen's book so much, is because at its heart, at its soul, poker is a tactical game, not a strategic game. It's not a game of strategy. It's a game of tactics. It's about sitting down with 8 other people, with 8 other stacks, 8 other styles, and maneuvering and adapting to be the one on top. Gus Hansen is the best at that. As far as I'm concerned, I think that he's just amazing tactically. He's lost a lot of money online, but I think that live, he is a fearsome player, and I don't think a lot of people can touch him. Let's go ahead and fire out a half pot size bet and say, you know what? Pocket sevens is ahead. You guys don't have an ace, and I don't really think that we're going to be able to survive another card. Well, I guess Stong 2 does have an ace. Maybe even a set. Haha, Joe Cause says Gus's book is exceptional. I read it and then went out and won attorney the next day using so much I
wow.
learned from it. I think it was a great book, and I think it's definitely a worthy read, and it's my favorite poker
Do you
book.
think it would be better on audio tape? I'm an audiobook person. It's not a Gus Hansen book that I can't read. It's just like a lot of books that are very difficult to like get into. Audiobooks, I feel like, I can do other things like cook dinner and kind of zone out on that.
That was kind of surprising, and I kind of feel like Stong 2 should have just made that fold with Pocket Queens. It turns out that he was ahead, but he's not supposed to be ahead. He's supposed to be drawn dead to 2 outs, and he just kind of gave up 16 big blinds with a 4% chance of winning the pot. Turns out, though, that nobody had an ace, so Stong 2's queens were good. I don't understand how he can make that not even just an overcall, he made the overshove. I think it was a bad play. I think that if against 3 opponents, if he decides that one of us has an ace, then when an ace comes out, time to give it up. Worked out for him, though, so I guess if we're going to be results-oriented, we're going to say it's a good play. Yeah, but I don't think it was.
So Dutchy, J.D. Cole was on the plane with the guy from the movie 24 was based. Was it 24 hours?
128 hours.
128 hours, yeah, based on. What's it? his
And
name's
spoiler
Aaron?
alert.
Aaron Ralston. He lived, or I guess, yeah.
Spoiler alert.
I never watched that movie.
JD,
But Dutch said it was really good.
it was a
Really good
wonderful movie.
for what it was.
Danny Boyle.
For what it was.
And it was great. It was a great movie. I thought it was incredibly compelling. I don't know how you can make a movie about a guy stuck in a cave for an hour and a half. Interesting, but Danny Boyle did it. And I think he had help with Alex Garland, who wrote The Beach and did a lot of the 28 hours later, 28 weeks later. I mean, he's a genius. He's a genius. These guys are some of my favorite filmmakers. As far as the man himself, Aaron Ralston, You know who knows him?
you
Who
wanna-
actually
do you
used to
wanna-
do tours with him was Devo. And Devo didn't have nice things to say about that guy. Devo said that he was reckless, that he was careless, and that he wasn't a very good tour guide, and that he got someone killed on the river. He said some pretty mean things about him.
Yeah, that he's
Yeah.
reckless and tell people.
You know, he kind of came off a little
Well,
reckless in the
Devo-
movie, you know.
Devo
It's-
is pretty an amazing tour guide, and he's all nature. He lives in. Does he live in Colorado right now?
Yeah, I think he's doing tours in Colorado. I think so.
Yeah, he's
He's
out
cowboying
there.
up.
He's out there.
So I would trust Devo to get me down some rapids safely. I would trust him to be careful and not take unnecessary risks. But I guess I don't think that I would trust a guy who found himself in a position where he had to cut off his own arm because no one knew where he was and there was nobody coming for him. I think. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, that is pretty interesting. That is this freaking awesome conversation we had. I started to tell my kids a story, and they were like, "Boring."
Boring. Yeah,
Oh
funny.
man.
that's really cute. He says, my 12-year-old actually said she wanted to stay in the hotel and take a virtual tour of the Smithsonian. Virtual tour. We're right next door. Aw. Did anyone read Cash Daddy 69? Has anyone read Check Raising the Devil?
I read that. I
was
read
it?
it. It was disappointing. To tell you the truth, I
Well,
thought
he
it was
didn't read it. I
disappointing.
mean, he didn't write it. He had a ghostwriter. So.
Let me give you some background on that book, Cash Daddy, and why I'm disappointed in Check Raising the Devil. For anybody who doesn't know, let me grab it really quick. Here it is. So, Check Raising the Devil is the Mike Matusow bio. Pretty good photo. If you notice, there's 3 6s in the middle, a bottle of pills, pink pills spilled, and he's tossing in an ace king. You can see there an ace king offsuit, ace of spades, king of hearts. So he completely whiffed the board, and I guess that he tried to represent a full house, or maybe he knew that he had the best hand, so he check raised. So why didn't I like the book? The book is okay. You know, it starts. I actually did a book review on it on pokerbooks.com. If you guys care to see, the book is okay. You know, it starts with Mike Matusow, late 20s, living in a trailer park in Boulder City, working for his mom and dad's furniture company, living with his dog, and having 6 packs of beer every night. Not really a lot going on. And then every night after work, he goes to Sam's Town, puts some money into the video pokers, and just kind of degins it off. And then he wakes up with a hangover, you know, and does the whole thing again. And it's just like, okay, life on repeat. Now what? Until one of his buddies teaches him poker. And he says, hey, Mike, how would you like to learn a game where if you get good at it, you'll never have to work another day in your life? And Mike's like, is it Baccarat? And he's like, nope, it's poker. And so he teaches Mike poker, and Mike somehow, it just gels, and he's good at it. He discovers that he has this natural, raw talent for poker. Doesn't really do anything to get better. He just sits at the table, and he is good. You know, he doesn't read a book. I doubt he even read his own book. Okay? This is the truth of it. I don't think he even read it. But what ended up happening was he gets really good. Do you
feel like you're spoiling it, though, dude?
No.
And if you want to learn more, go buy.
No, I don't feel like I'm spoiling it. So then what happens, though, is then he discovers methamphetamines, and he gets really good. Really good. You know, basically, according to this book, if you get hooked on meth, for the first 9 months, you are going to be playing poker at the highest level possible.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
You'll win $1 million easy, but then you're going to get bad at poker. And then so he gets
forgot
thrown
about
in
that.
prison because he sells a bunch of drugs to an undercover officer. Somehow he's the victim in all this, and he names this undercover officer as if like this undercover officer did him so dirty and did so wrong. It's like, okay, one chapter he's smuggling methamphetamines into different countries, and another chapter he's selling cocaine to an undercover officer, and that undercover officer really did him dirty.
Because he
didn't deserve
he thought
jail.
he was a legit.
It's like, what the hell, man? Like, you
Cocaine
can't.
is awesome.
You can't. He got off pretty light. That's the truth of it. Oh my gosh! Look at this. Carlos Jr. just gave you $10 for the XML Macho Man impression.
Oh yeah.
My favorite wrestler, R.I.P.
Yeah,
Macho
he's
Man.
great. He's awesome. He's my favorite.
Rest
too.
in peace, Randy Savage. Carlos, thanks for that donation, man. Really
Randy
appreciate it.
Savage.
We're going to.
Savage.
We're gonna buy some Slim Jims.
We're
gonna buy some
you
Slim
know what?
Jims.
I am.
So, yeah, so then he goes to prison. There's a fight in the kitchen that we don't get to hear about because somehow he writes about it, but then they edited it out or something
So
because
it's kind of a weird edit.
it's a very weird edit where he's like, and in that fight in the kitchen, really, and it's like, what fight in the kitchen? There was no fight in the kitchen, but somehow there was. He talks about the fight as if we're supposed to know what it is. Okay, and then he wins another bracelet and everything's great. It's definitely like a little dip story where it's like he starts really low and then he gets really high and then he gets into drugs and gets lower and then he's back on top of the world.
Oh my gosh! So
4
it's just a
bracelets
drug
he's got
story?
in him. This is my problem with it. Is it basically comes off as a fluff PR piece. Basically, what Mike Matusow did is his agent, a guy named Rich Belsky, who now is started this bowling company called Roll Tech. His agent was trying to repair his image after he came out of prison, so he set up these interviews and set up a ghostwriter, Michael Craig.
Craig's a wonderful writer.
Michael Craig's a great writer, and he said, "Michael, we need you to do a book, and we need it to kind of boost up Matusow's reputation because he took a rep hit. Now everyone thinks he's a drug dealer, and that's where he got all of his money. But he didn't. He got his money playing poker." And Michael's okay. Michael's like, "Okay, let me do the interview." So he does the interview, a long stretch of interviews, over and over interviews, and he kind of gets an outline for the book, and he meets with the agent. He's like, "Okay, this is what I think I'm going to write." And his agent's like, "Oh, no, we can't have this. This makes Mike look
I bet it was
horrible.
really good.
This doesn't make Mike look like the victim we need him to look like. This makes him this isn't what we need, Mike, from you." And Mike's like, "Look, this is the book I want to write. I'm willing to spend the next year of my life writing a book, and it's not going to paint Mike as anything, great. It's going to paint him as what he is, an interesting and flawed individual like all of us. He's not a poker hero. He's not a poker villain. He's a poker player who's gone through ups and downs like everybody. And I want to get the real and the gritty, and that's what I want." And Rich is like, no. We need the fluff. We need him propped up. That's the whole point of this. No one makes money writing books, Mike. You know this. This is not like a money grab for us. This is a reputation booster. And Mike is like, "Okay, well, you're gonna have to get someone else to write it." And Rich is probably like, "Well, can you recommend somebody?" And he's like, "Yeah, there's this girl Amy I know, and a guy named Tim." And he's like, "Okay, well, we'll get someone else to write it. Mike, thanks for your notes, and I really appreciate it." And Mike's like, "Hey, no problem. Anytime. Good luck with the project." And so they give it to these other 2 writers, Amy Calistri and Tim Lavalli, who basically turn it into what they wanted it to be, which is a PR piece, a puff piece, talking about what a victim,
saying he was a drug addict.
what a victim he was. It's not his fault, and it irks me because I don't like it when people are like, I like it when people take responsibility. I feel like. I mean, I've had to take responsibility for a lot of my own mistakes, and it's hard. But
you blame
it just seems to me like you're blaming the police for throwing you in prison, after you have like, story after story of smuggling ecstasy and methamphetamines, and you know where he was smuggling those on cruise ships and all over Europe. How many times did he give somebody ecstasy for the first time who's like, oh, this is awesome, I'm going to be doing ecstasy with one of my poker heroes, and then he's like, oh, but I don't deserve any grief, it's I'm the victim here. It just seems kind of false to me. It seems like they glazed over a lot of stuff, and there's so much that he leaves out. It's like, if you're going to write a tell-all book, then tell the fuck all. Don't be like, oh, and I have this leather couch, and a porn star had sex on that couch and was fingering girls at my party, but I won't say which porn star. It's like, say which porn star, name names, let's hear it. And you're like, okay, I could have gotten out of jail, but I would have had a rat on a mafia buddy of mine. I can't say who it was. Why not? Say who it was. This is a tell-all book. I feel like and the worst is when he leaves out some of the poker stuff. It's like, oh, and then I knew what Carlos Mortensen had. I knew he was bluffing because I had a tell on him. I don't want to tell you which tell in this poker book. Maybe my next poker book, I'll tell you that very specific Carlos Mortensen tell that he probably doesn't have in his game anymore. It's like, what the hell? You gonna write another book on poker? No.
But yeah, you probably gave away a lot of the book. But if you guys are interested in buying it, I'm sure it's there on Amazon.
It's on Amazon. It's a worthy read. Is it my favorite book? Hardly. But it's decent.
Yeah, and just say no to drugs.
Let me tell you what I didn't like about it. Why I hated it so much. Okay, why I hated it so much is because it had potential to be great. It had potential to be so good.
Yeah, Dutch is very, very... Dutch is a well-read
And instead,
person,
he blew it.
So
He blew the potential, and it's just
picky about his
passable.
readings.
It's just like a forgettable, like, oh, that was a nice little exploration into Mike Matusow. That's what I hated about it. I hated the book, not because of what it is, but because of what it could have been.
Well,
and
you
it
still
fell
could
short.
write another book.
I hated it
I
because
think-
of what it
wait,
wasn't.
Weren't they trying to make a movie about his life, actually? Like a few years ago, we heard that they were making a movie about it.
I mean, that's the plan. That's the plan. I'm supposed to have a role in that movie. If it ever gets made,
Wow.
Mike said that he was going to give me a role in that movie
That's good.
as a dealer or something. Maybe I could be the cop. Maybe I could be the cop that says, "Come on, Mike, I really need you to give me some coke, man. Don't worry about it. I'm not a cop. I just
And
need
I
some
can be the
coke."
porn star on the couch.
It's a white leather couch. Who was it? So
Things that haunt Dutch. Pound haunt Dutch.
we deserve to know. If we're going to spend $25 on a book, Mike, we deserve to know. So, yeah.
Okay, rant over.
Rant over. Poker book reviews with Dutch Boy.
And rant. Hey,
Go to pokerbooks.com to read more. You got a good review
don't
from
you
me.
have? Wait.
You
Don't
know,
you have? Well, yeah, I know. Don't you have a list? And you just make a list of your top poker books.
I did.
So you should tell
I
people
did.
what
You
your
guys
top
want to
poker
know
books are.
what made my top 10 list?
Yeah, because you've been meaning to tell people. You might as well just put it on live here.
You want to go through them? You want to go through them right now?
Well, I mean, are you in a hand? No.
I mean,
Are you folding this hand?
I think I'll raise.
Okay.
I don't want to go through the book list. Let's just raise this hand 7 high. Why not? We get called. How about you, Z-Man? You want to come along for the party? Nope. He gets out of the way. Jesse folds. We only have one person to get through here, so let's go for it. Half pot. Can we get through you, Good Ash? If he doesn't have a diamond and doesn't have a king, I think we get through him. Most of his combinations don't have a diamond, don't have a king.
Oh, that's a quick call.
He made the call. I guess, interesting. Well, let's check, I suppose, and just give up. If he checks back, I think we'll fire out if the diamond doesn't hit. We could call here and then fire out if the diamond doesn't hit on the river. We could put him on something like an ace-8 with like a diamond or something. I mean, we could try. We don't have to give up, but we do. Let's go to the book list.
You should have just gave them the book list. Jeez. Oh my. My, my, my. J.D. Cole says when he was 8 years old, he pushed his sister down the stairs and blamed it on the dog.
Goonies reference. I heard that they're going to remake Goonies.
I don't, you know what? It's been so long since I've seen it, I don't even get the reference anymore.
Chunk said that when they were telling him, okay, confess. When the Ma and the boys caught Chunk, and he started just confessing everything that he did, including the theater scene. The theater scene.
I don't remember. It's been a long.
It was
I used to
wonderful.
watch that movie a lot too.
It was wonderful. What a great movie that
When I was
is.
a child. But I'm more of a Labyrinth kind of girl and a Dark Crystal girl. Legends.
Well, 2-5 suited. We'll make the fold. Okay, here is my list of the top 10 books. You know what I put as number 1? You want to take a guess? It wasn't. I'll give you a hint. It wasn't Every Hand Revealed. It wasn't Super System. The one that I put, not my favorite book, but the greatest poker book of all time, I put The Education of a Poker Player by Yardley, Herbert Yardley. And this is an old book. It was pretty much the first serious poker book ever published. It was basically back in the 50s. And it was the first book with any real valuable information in it. This was actually a book that fathers would give their sons before they went to like boarding school. And it's like, I want you to read this book just in case some of the other kids try to take your money in a poker game. And then read it. And he got into all these like spy adventures and army adventures. And then he would play stud, and then he'd like get into some other weird adventure. And then he would play 5-card draw. And it would like give you a little primer on 5-card draw. It was a very charming book. And the very first poker book worth anything.
What is it called again?
The Education of a Poker Player.
Okay.
Number 1, The Education of a Poker Player by Herbert Yardley. It's the first serious poker book with some strategy that still holds up 60 years later.
Shouldn't you have done number 10 first and kind of worked your way?
It's a classic and deserves to be read by every student of the game. Every student of the game. Yardley also gives a glimpse into what kind of person loves poker. And for that, that's number 1. Number 2, Super System by Doyle Brunson. How can you have a top 10 list without Super System? You need to have Super System on the list. It is a classic, which would be the yardstick for every poker book written after it was published. In 1978, I show you guys this sometimes. It's still. Do we have it?
Yeah, I think it's put away though. He doesn't have his bookshelf anymore, so he has to go find it.
Definitely one of my treasures, one of my life treasures is this. It's a first edition, first print of Super System. You'll notice that the very first
really
ones
wonderful.
weren't called Super System. They were
and
called
Doyle's-
How I Made Over $1 Million Playing Poker. I think they had a subtitle in here.
He signed it too.
No, just How I Made Over $1 Million Playing Poker.
And it's signed. Show him the signature.
And it's signed.
What does it say on it? Dutch.
It says,
To Dutch, the greatest poker player in the world.
You've got more raw talent than I've ever seen. Best of luck from Doyle Brunson. Okay, maybe not. It just says, best of luck from Doyle Brunson.
I have one too, dude. I have a signed book from him too. Super Systems 2, I have, Dutch. It says, may the flop be with you.
May the
That's
flop be
that's
with
what it
you.
says, yeah. I don't know where it's at, though, but I do have it. Before I met you, I got that book.
So then the next book on the list is the Gus Hansen book, and I have a Gus Hansen signed copy of Every Hand Revealed.
That's pretty
It
cool.
says, good luck.
It's pretty good. It's pretty cool.
At its heart, poker is a game of tactics, not strategy. This book nails that idea down really well and shows a champion winning a tournament.
I had Gus.
It's the closest thing we had to a live stream until Somerville. Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, I had Gus sign my shirt once.
That's awesome.
Before I met you.
Do you know that Gus Hansen was, I think still the only poker player who was in the People magazine, like top 100 sexiest men. Yeah.
That's funny. I didn't know that. But it was probably 2005. Somewhere I have the shirt. I think we might have washed it.
So then we've got Dan Harrington on Hold'em, Expert Strategy for No Limit Tournaments, Volume 3, the workbook. I guess you probably have to put Volume 1, Volume 2, and Volume 3 all as just like a single book. And that book series really did change the tournament landscape. I feel like most of the concepts in there were already somewhat known by the top players. Things like, okay, yes, you adjust your strategy in a tournament based on how many chips you have in front of you. That was a powerful concept that wasn't ever really in print and really spelled down. This whole concept of M. We didn't ever call it M, but it was still something that we knew. We understood, okay, you got 7 big blinds, 6 big blinds, you got to just shove all in. The idea that you would change the way that you played based on stack size and based on the stage of the tournament that you were in, how close you were to the money, all these concepts were already known, but it's the first time you really saw them defined in print. And after Harrington came out with his books, everybody knew it. So it really did change the game. It made tournament poker a little bit harder. And for that, it deserves to be on that top 10. Harrington's an amazing player. I mean, here's a guy who has won the main event, who was final tabled back-to-back years, 2003, 2004. He doesn't play a lot, but when he plays, he crushes. He comes out of the Mayfair Club out of New York. He knows the game better than he probably knows anything else. And he is definitely somebody who has thoughts about the game that are worth listening to. So it's on the top 10 as the fourth best poker book. Number five. Reading Poker Tales by Zachary Elwood. Now this book, I put this one slightly higher than the Navarro books because I think Elwood nails a few concepts down that haven't been brought to light anywhere else. When you think about the best poker tells books, you've got Joe Navarro and you've got Zachary Elwood and you've got Mike Caro, and everything else is kind of crap. So Mike Caro, it's good for what it was, the only tell book out there back in the 80s. But fast forward 20 years and you got Navarro coming out with a real serious examination of it. But he's not a poker player. With Zachary Elwood, you got a poker player coming up and saying, okay, everything that you thought you knew about tells, why don't you just go ahead and forget it for now, and let's start from a fresh approach. Let's go for it, and he nails it. It's the first book that I've read that I really felt captured what tells was all about at the table. He comes up with some concepts like the idea of polarizing tells, the idea that a certain behavior can mean either strength or weakness. That's new. This idea of correlation before you put too much stock in a tell, that's new. So often you hear someone say, okay, well, let's talk about tells. These are the top 10 tells that you're going to see at the poker table. Number 1, a shaking hand. Fidgeting. Number 2, fidgeting. Number 3, lifting up your fingers like a prayer. Number 4, licking your lips. Number 5, a fake smile.
Touching your nose.
And you come up with these lists. Zachary Elwood is the first one who said, forget the lists. Let's talk about correlation.
Which is very important because everybody's different.
That's right. Everyone's different. And there are going to be some tells that are, true across the board, but for the most part, everybody's different. And the idea of correlation is such a powerful concept. It's also, the idea of using tells is kind of a backdrop. It's kind of a way to push decisions, that are close one way or the other, rather than to rely on them, is, I think, the right way to think about tells. And I think that Zachary Elwood, his Reading Poker Tells and Verbal Poker Tells are very strong entries into the poker, lexicon. So that is my number 5 book. By the way, we got Hess back.
Yes, before you get into
Hess back, subbing
6.
12 months in a row. You're the best, man. Thank you so much.
Happy anniversary, Hess back. It's now
happy anniversary for a year. You've been with us.
One whole year. Yay.
And Hess back.
You're
did
awesome.
you might have gotten in before we started giving away this fist bump patches. If you didn't get a couple of these fist bump patches, shoot me or X-Moi a line, or let us know here in the chat, and we'll make sure you get that welcome email again.
I'll send you the linkies.
Because you've been with us long enough that you might not have even gotten one. or two. And we've been giving away 2 of these for the new subscribers.
Yeah.
I definitely don't want any of you guys who've been with us since the beginning to feel left out.
For sure.
So,
So let me know, and I will
Hess,
send you the
thank
link,
you.
and then you get to fill out the form, and then we'll send it out to you this week.
Yeah, Money Miser, Delinquent, Skolansky
goes
ain't
for all
coming.
you
Skolansky ain't
ear-longs.
coming, guys. He's not on my top 10 list. Theory of Poker, you can take it and donate it to your local library, because I think that it was kind of crapola. That's the truth of it.
Next.
So don't
Number-
hold your breath for Skolansky. The
Number 4.
closest to the Skolansky that we got on this list is the Harrington books. Number 5 was Elwood.
Elwood.
Number 6 was Navarro. And let me tell you something, too. Why? We play with Legum all the time. He's nothing to write home about.
And he
The
hasn't
guy's
worn a
got 3
bracelet
bracelets.
since the 80s?
His last bracelet was in 1983. Now,
Yeah.
there are certain games that he plays pretty well. I like his limit hold'em game. I like his limit stud game and his stud 8 game.
And it was good for its time. The books were
And
good for
yeah,
the
Theory of
time.
Poker was fine for its time because it didn't have anything to compete with. But the truth is, I don't think that it's really going to help your game. I think that it is it doesn't. If I'm going to say you need to read these 10 books, well, I would have put it on my top 10 list when there were only 30 books. But now there's so many options out there that if you're going to read, Zachary Elwood, or you're going to read The Theory of Poker, read the Elwood. If you're going to read, Gus Hansen's Every Hand Revealed or Theory of Poker, read the Every Hand Revealed. It just doesn't belong in my top 10 list.
Okay,
if
let's
you're going to
go-
read Harrington versus Theory of Poker, read Harrington.
Stop talking shit. Let's do number
I'm not
6.
talking shit. I'm just saying Money Miser and Delinquent, don't hold your breath because Skolansky ain't coming.
Ba-dum-bum-bum. Number 6.
Number 6, Read 'em and Reap by Joe Navarro.
Read
Now
'em
this,
and reap.
A lot of top 10 lists are going to have Mike Caro, not mine, for the same reason I don't have Theory of Poker on here. I don't have Body Language of Poker. I don't have Mike Caro's Book of Poker Tells, because it's outdated information that doesn't really stand the test of time. And if you're coming up with a top 10 list of must-read poker books, Joe Navarro's still on it, though. You got an FBI agent who devoted his life to public service and reading people, and now he gets together with Phil Hellmuth and comes up with this treatise on poker tells. It's the first time that we ever saw something like this, a biological basis for poker tells. Now, between Navarro and Elwood, I still put Elwood a little bit higher up, because Navarro is not a poker player. A lot of the stuff that he puts in his book is kind of comical. The pictures of him trying to make a bluff and showing an exaggerated tell is just kind of hokey. But at the same time, it's the first real serious treatment we had about tells and a biological basis for them. The truth is, both of them are going to be on a top 10 list. You really need to read both of those books. And the Navarro book, Read 'em and Reap, is definitely worth reading. It's number 6 on my list. Joe Navarro. Number 7.
Number 7.
Number 7 on my poker book list is Treat Your Poker Like a Business by Dusty Schmidt. Sure, a lot of you guys are going to say, but Dutch, isn't this kind of written, in a pre-Black Friday environment? Isn't this kind of more for the online poker grinder who is trying to mimic what Leatherass did? How Leatherass got his name, Dusty Schmidt, was by grinding multi-tables, and you can't really do that today. And I would say, yeah, it is a little dated. A lot of the information in there and the advice in there it doesn't hold up anymore, because we can't 10 table, 50 cent a dollar anymore. I mean, it's just like, it's a different game. But the approach to poker, the whole idea of approaching poker, as a business, as a per hand is worth this, per hour is worth this. The idea that, if you want to raise your hourly rate, you can either, raise your stakes or raise how many hands you get in per hour. I mean, these ideas of how he broke it down, and his whole not being results-oriented approach to poker and being more long-term to poker is a very healthy way to think about it. That's just never going to go away. So I think that the approach that Dusty Schmidt brings to the game and the attitude he brings to the game is the healthy and correct attitude to bring to poker. And that is why Treat Your Poker Like a Business is still in my top 10 list, and it's still one of those books that I just really recommend everybody read. Let's go ahead and see what a 2-4 offsuit brings us. We're getting 4-1 formula in Super System and Super System 2. Brought a couple of people together, wrote different chapters on different games. Although it didn't quite hit the mark, there are still very solid ideas from the game's best players who bring down the curtains and give all they've got. So I think it is definitely worth a read. One of my favorite books and one of the top 10 books in poker, in my opinion.
Number 9.
Number 9 is Barry Greenstein, Ace on the River. Ace on the River, it's a beautiful book. It's a coffee.
Does he still give the book away?
This is the book that Daniel Legrand wrote where he kind of tried to repeat the Doyle Brunson formula in Super System and Super System 2. Brought a couple of people together, wrote different chapters on different games. Although it didn't quite hit the mark, there are still very solid ideas from the game's best players who bring down the curtains and give all they've got. So I think it is definitely worth a read. One of my favorite books and one of the top 10 books in poker, in my opinion.
Number 9.
Number 9 is Barry Greenstein, Ace on the River. Ace on the River, it's a beautiful book. It's a coffee.
Does he still give the book away when he knocked out?
I don't think he's doing that anymore.
Okay,
Hold on.
I think he stopped in 2000 and just recent. I mean, I remember seeing him maybe 2011. I think maybe even last. He might. It's pretty cool though. It's a pretty book.
It's a very
I think
pretty book.
when you first started wanting to write your book, Poker Till, that's actually the book you kind of wanted to like mirror.
Yeah.
As far as pictures in the.
As far as the way it
how it was
looked,
done,
I feel like this is just a beautiful book. It's nice on a coffee table. You can look through it. It's got quotes. It's got pictures. It's a very easy book to read. It's broken down in a nice way. He's got different sections in the book: philosophy, advanced play. I don't really know that. I don't know that it's really. It's not really a strategy book so much as it is, how to be a poker player. It's very good. It's a good book, and I think that it's worthy. It's worth reading. It's Barry Greenstein really put his soul into this book, and it's one of my favorite poker books of all time.
And he's a
Number
nice
9
guy.
on my
He
list.
streamed for a while there. It's too bad that
He
doesn't
did.
stream. He was very. I liked watching him stream. Actually, he's one of the guys I really like to watch. And now I think we're on number 10.
Number 10, Secrets of Professional Tournament Poker by Jonathan Little. I think that it's worth picking up. It kind of does what the Harrington books did.
I'm surprised you didn't get Ken Lowe in there.
Ken Lowe gets an honorable mention. I don't really think that Ken Lowe is a top 10 poker book. Unless...
Oh, I guess if you're playing mixed games. But it's
Unless
very good.
you're trying to play mixed games. The fact is, as poker players, you should go where the money is. And for most of us, that means no limit hold'em. We don't have horse events. We don't have, Badusi or Badasi events on wsop.com. There is no stud high-low weekly event. And if there was, I think that there'd be 3 people to sign up for it. It's just not really games that a lot of people play. Even so, though, when those games come together, since there's not a lot of information out there, they usually are gold mines.
Oh, sorry.
They usually are gold mines. So for No Limit Hold'em, I still like Jonathan Little's Secrets of Professional Tournament Poker Volume 1. Volume 2 was pretty good too. It's kind of the same thing as Harrington is in, you'll want to read all the volumes. And if you've never read a No Limit Hold'em tournament poker book, Jonathan Little's series, Secrets of Professional Tournament Poker, is a good starting place. I would probably actually read Harrington and then read Jonathan Little. You get kind of a good theory strategy type thing, and then Jonathan Little kind of brings it up to date in today's environment. He thinks a lot about poker. He writes a lot about poker, and that's why Jonathan Little's Secrets of Professional Tournament Poker Volume 1 is my 10th best poker book of all time. But J.D. Cole says, I think Ken Lowe is watching. He better be 9 or 10. No, Ken Lowe is my honorable mention.
Okay.
Ken Lowe, Mixed Games, A Poker Player's Guide to Mixed Games, Core Strategies for Horse, 8-game, 10-game, and 12-game mixes, is my my honorable mention. It's not a book that you need to read if you are not trying to get to know Stud 8 Raz, Badusi, Badacy, Raz Doogie, Crazy Pineapple, High-Low, all these weird variants. But if you have the opportunity to play somebody who doesn't know how to play Badusi or Stud 8, I'm telling you guys, it is like printing money. It is like having an ATM right in front of you that is broken. And there's just nothing like it. Look at Cinderella Man deciding to go ahead and make the raise here. Cinderella Man, I will go the whole way. I will go the whole way with this hand. Now, the only question is, do we raise all in and get called and have to run out 5 cards? Or do we call and turn this into kind of a little stop and go? Let's just get it all in there. This might be the end of it. Ace, Queen. Ugh. So we get it in with the best of it.
Oh, God, 7. Come on.
And the best of it quickly turns into the way worst of it. So just in time, we finished our top 10 book list, and we got knocked out of the tournament. So that's it. 43 out of 70. Nothing really left to play for the rest of the night because we are in Nevada, because there's nothing good going.
But at least you got your top 10 book list done, so that's good.
Yeah. We'll have to
So
edit it up.
are you going to post that? The Greer
Sure.
wants to know.
The Guire
The Guire.
says, can you publish this list somewhere? I'll publish it over at pokerbooks.com. And you know what?
You should also post it on your
I'll try to
Facebook
try to
and-
edit it up into an
Just
actual
write a
like,
list, sweetie. Just like
video.
1 to 10. You want to
just write a list, sweetie.
just write this list, yeah. Sweet. Sweet.
Yes, I will publish it over at pokerbooks.com and also on DutchBoy.com.
And we should go eat. I'm hungry. Do you want
That
to go?
sounds
Do you
pretty-
want to go out to eat? No
Yes.
pizza for you today, though.
No pizza.
And if you guys
Instead, we eat crow.
That's right. We eat vegetables now. So if you guys are just visiting us, or if you guys are on YouTube, make sure you subscribe if you're on YouTube. And if you're watching us on Twitch, make sure you push that follow button, and then you get notifications.
Right under Michelle or right above me, depending
If
on
on
your
mobile.
platform. It's the little heart button. Make sure to click on the follow. That's why we do it. That's why we're here, is to get your follows.
We want follows. We want
Thank
followers.
you very much for being
Yes.
here, and I hope that
Join
your
the
weekend goes
crew.
well. Join us
Yeah.
tomorrow too. We're going to be playing the weekend warm up, a couple of $30 tournaments. It's going to be a lot more poker action on Saturdays than Fridays.
Do you think what time do you want to start tomorrow? Do you think about we're not going to make us at a solid time because our schedule's weird.
5 or 6 probably.
5 or
somewhere
6,
around
so
5
7.
or 6.
So I'm guessing 7. So, but if you follow us, it'll notify you, and we will Twitter it out into the universe, the Twitterverse, and we'll post it on Facebook as well. So we'll try to get you guys the notifications while we're streaming as well. And if you guys have any hands that you want to share, or if you have any questions for Dutch when we're not on stream, make sure you email him you can email him at dutch@dutchboy.com, and he'll be more than happy to answer it to the best of his ability.
I love getting emails. I do my best to answer them.
You can also try to email him on Twitch, but he mostly checks his real email there.
Yep,
Dutch
usually.
Boy.
Okay, guys, thanks so much for being here.
Follow us on Twitter.
Make sure to follow. Make sure to follow on Twitter at DutchBoyd, at First for Xmois, and check out our YouTube channel. You guys are awesome.
You guys are awesome.
We'll be here all weekend. Thank you. We're here all week. We'll see you later.
Bye.